I'm too busy.
busy, always busy, always there is תירוצים.
By the way,
Excuses.
I thought he didn't speak English.
Yeah, you believe that he knows English and now it's okay.
Perfect English, better than mine.
Okay, let's speak Russian.
Доброе утро, как дела? Хорошо, на здоровье. Real estate круто. Babushka Minsk.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back to English.
ברוכים הבאים למלך המגרש, והיום אנחנו מתרגשים, בגלל שיש לנו אורח מכובד מאוד. We have a very respectful guest. רוברט, שמין is here with us today.
וואו,
אז ברוכים הבאים למלך המגרש, ברוך השם אחי, מה שלומך?
בסדר גמור.
אתם יודעים שאנחנו ננסה לעשות את הפודקאסט הזה, את מלך המגרש, חצי באנגלית, חצי בעברית, מכיוון שאנחנו רוצים שגם החבר'ה שפחות רגילים לשפה יבינו, ובכל זאת, גיא, לירון, מה אתם אומרים על המפגש המרתק הזה?
Well, it's a great excitement. It's a great pleasure to have you here in our podcast. I'm exciting for having these wonderful phrases, words, content we are going to give here to pass here to our followers. I'm sure it's going to be super exciting.
לירון.
And for me, since you're here in this room, my smile is not יורד מהפנים.
טוב אנגלית, תודה, תודה.
Yes.
Like your Hebrew.
And hello to all the listeners. Want to do well with real estate.
Yes. You know, Robert, some people ask me, because we have a lot of things similar, but some people ask me all the time, you have a lot of energy. And they ask me, and I have an answer, but you have a lot of energy.
You have a lot of energy.
Where it comes from? What is your engine?
I saw you atomic. So I was born in 1963. So I might be a little older than you think, maybe younger. And I believe that everything's energy, correct?
Of course.
And first of all, when you love what you do and do what you love, you're not working.
Yes.
And number two, for many years, I was not happy when I was younger.
Why? Can I ask you?
Sure. I was homeless when I was 15. I had dyslexia. They threw me out of school. I never graduated high school. I had a lot of challenges. And it wasn't fun. I had no money. I was broke. I grew up in a nice family, but tough. We had no money. I'm from Tennessee, Jewish. They said all Jewish people have money. I'm like, what happened to us? We're the only, we didn't. And it was hard. And one day I made a decision. I don't like this. And I was, depressing. And I made a decision to be happy, to study what makes people happy, to be around positive people. And it's very simple. I started exercising instead of smoking marijuana all the time when I was younger. Doing other
We're talking about which age that you took this decision? Real?
Yeah.
You are like 19, 18?
I can tell you the age, about 17.
17, you decided that you want to change your life and you want to be happy and you start doing a lot of things to change your position in life.
And actually, it was very interesting. I was 17, I had a horrible car wreck. I almost killed my girlfriend. Really bad. Lawsuits, more problems. Balagan, as we say in Tennessee. And I actually signed up to come into Israel, live like the Israelis. So I came to Israel for almost a year and I went to Gadna.
Gadna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Food was not good. And it was a life changer.
Because why?
I came to Israel. I saw there's different ways to live. And I decided I want to be happy. And what makes one happy? And I got around more positive people. I started learning and studying and doing. And doing. That's the key. I got mentors. I had a rabbi. Just you need help. Somebody, whether it's a teacher, a mentor, an uncle, a babushka.
Someone to give you a guide.
Yeah.
To be a guide.
And I made decisions. So people always say, is he on drugs? He has so much energy. I'm sure you get that too. I'm like, no, I'm just natural. When you like what you do and do what you like, you feel good and you have to take care of yourself. But it's 90% attitude. Right. Yeah, and it's a decision. And I know right now, listen, I watch the news for 15 minutes, completely depressing. Correct?
Yes.
I love the news. I watch it, especially here in Israel and USA Today with the problems and the challenges. There's real problems understand. But what can you do? You can watch the news all day and be depressed and think about it, or you can say, where do we want to go? What do we want to do? And I know, like in Israel, we were helping with the soldiers and donating, and people are cooking and doing what you can. And the minute you start doing, you can't be upset. Second thing is gratitude.
Gratitude.
I have a thing called the walk. And I have actually a healing practice besides real estate.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I study and mentor and help. And I get the most depressed people. They're like, everything's bad. I don't want to leave the house. It's the worst. And I say, let's go for a walk. They go, I don't want to go for a walk. And I say, when we go for the walk, everyone that comes by us, you have to say one nice thing about them. There's like, I can't do that. There's nothing nice about them. What would I say? I said, listen, nice shoes, nice glasses, nice watch. I like your hair.
Really?
Something. I like your smile. He's got a good smile.
I have a great smile.
Something. And they go, I can't do it. I said, yes, you can. Just try. Oh no, I'm depressed. And they label themselves. No labels. Correct? We're all people. I said, let's go for a walk. And the minute you focus on somebody else, I like your shoes. That's a nice kid. Nice smile. It's almost, in my opinion, impossibly depressed.
It's amazing.
Or if you're helping somebody.
Yes.
So we go, we take them to the homeless shelter with the kids, with whoever, the old people, I know the soldiers, whatever you like. And the minute I take my attention off me to help, to give, very difficult, I think almost impossible to be sad.
You know that what you said now, it's in the Gemara. It's in the Bible. It's in the Torah, the Jewish Torah,
yes.
Jewish culture.
Gemara, Kabbalah, Torah, yes. Talmud.
In Masechet Avot, when you give someone your attention, it's like a medicine, not to be depressed. It's amazing that you do it. Like it's like a natural thing that came to you to do with people that are very, very depressed.
Yeah, and I working on tzedakah. So the reason I went back to work mainly, we need to work, all make money, of course. Geld, kesef, cash, pesos, shekels. I now judge everything on how much I can help, how much I can give. And I'm very excited. We're doing some things here with the Project X Tzedakah, the charities, the soldiers, and some kids.
It's amazing. It's
and
amazing.
In Colombia, where I live, we have a charity where we're helping the street children. And I get excited. I'm more excited now to make more money.
Yes.
To help more.
Yes.
To give more.
People don't understand that, or maybe they do. I'm sorry that I took the microphone.
Yalla.
What makes me make my desire to do more? It's the way I can change people's life, even if it's a little bit. Yeah. It's a fuel. It's a fuel to do more projects.
It's addictive.
It's addictive.
I'm an addict.
Yeah, like you have 400 watches and you have 4,000 people that you guide.
Yeah.
You know, you touch people in a lot of ways. And I think that what I love you the most and appreciate about you the most that you give that you give something that most people don't have, and it's brave. You give people courage. You know what I mean? You give people to know that there is more opportunity for them to succeed and to do things that they didn't imagine that you can do.
Thank you. That's a very big compliment. Toda, toda. But I'll tell you a secret, because you're a teacher, mentor, I know also. I don't teach anything. Hold on. Okay. I don't mentor anything. I just remind people.
You what?
Remind them. They already have it. They have the courage. They have the success. They're millionaires. They're already, I just remind them of what they are, because in this world, we forget. It's horrible. Life's bad. The government's bad. Everything's bad. Money's bad. Rich people are bad. Poor people are bad.
Everything.
All this brainwashing. And all I'm doing is I appreciate that I'm teaching or helping or inspiring, but all I do is remind people.
It's amazing that you do it, because you believe in them before they believe in them.
Yeah. When I see a group of new students we have and they're scared like I was more scared than anybody. It doesn't work. I don't have any money. I can't get started. I'm broke. I'm miserable. It's the worst.
Education.
Every day since 1994, people tell me it's the worst time to do real estate, worst time to start a business. Inflation's high, inflation's low, the government's bad, there's war, there's not a war.
Mortgage is very high.
Always.
Yes.
That's all you hear, all the negativity. And listen, you have to be smart, but you have to get started.
Yeah.
And The funny thing is you got to get out of the noise and just start doing. But the point is when I look at a crowd of new students, they all tell me it's the worst time. I can't get started. I literally see them as mentors and multimillionaires. They are. Yeah. They already are.
It's not just the bad things like war or something like that. It's the good things. I have a wedding next month. And after it, I have a honeymoon. And after that, my wife is pregnant. It's not the time. It's not the time.
I'm too busy.
Busy. Always busy. Yeah. Always there is רוצים.
Yeah. By the way,
excuses.
I thought he didn't speak English.
Yeah. you believe that he knows English and now it's okay.
Perfect English, better than mine.
Okay, let's speak Russian.
Real estate kruta. Babushka Minsk. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to English. So it's funny you say that. I tell people, you're busy, right?
Of course.
You have 2 kids. You're busy. Everybody's busy. I say, never say I don't have the time. Never say I have the wedding, the bar mitzvah, we're on a trip, it's the holidays, school's starting. I say, be honest with yourself. By the way, I've been in business for a long time.
Almost 35 years.
In my family, someone's getting married, getting divorced. There's always somebody sick. Unfortunately, there's a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a funeral, good, bad. It never ends. When does it end? Never. Busy, correct?
Yeah.
It's called a priority. It's not a priority. Just be honest. Everything's perfect now. I have enough money. I don't want to change anything. It's not a priority. I tell people, and you can lie on this one. Did you brush your teeth this morning? Yes.
So it's your priority to
you're busy. Why'd you have time to do that? It's a habit.
To eat.
It's a priority.
To take a pee.
Yeah. And then I tell people who don't have time, I ask 3 questions. I say, listen, like me, have you ever just gone to see a movie, watched a television show, Netflix, sit around on the internet in the last year? Oh, yeah. I do it for hours, correct? You have time. Number 2, you ever been like me? You take a little nap in the afternoon, a little siesta, get out of bed a little late. You have time, correct? Number 3, do you play sports or watch sports? Correct? A lot of people watch the football 10 hours a month. You have time. Everybody has time. Just make it a priority.
Same time.
One of the things that I always teach, it's to buy time.
Ooh.
I say to most of my students, and I teach in the universities and a lot of places, that people need to know how to buy time, because if they waste their time for 50 shekel an hour or whatever, they cannot understand the way of the business mindset work.
So we call it build a team.
Say again?
Team, people. Is how you buy your time?
Yes.
Yeah. So I used to do everything myself in my business. It was horrible.
Yes.
I was bad at it. And I was very busy and stressed out. Now I'm exaggerating a little bit. I do almost nothing.
It's amazing, because I just in the last 2 years understand that I have to be bigger in this situation. I didn't know how to make it work. So, but I learned it. Yeah.
I used to do all my own accounting. Nightmare. I have dyslexia. I used to do my own bookkeeping, my own repairs, my own this, my own that. And then I get experts, and people say, "Well, I can't afford that." I'm like, "Well, you can't afford not to."
No, of course.
And number 2 is you give them a piece of the business.
Of course.
Not everyone has to work on it. So I'll tell you, I had a life-changing moment.
Okay.
You make things happen. You make a decision. Something. So many years ago, we won a contest, and we got to spend some time with Warren Buffett.
Okay.
And he's one of the richest men in the world. Went to Omaha, Nebraska, and we got to meet him.
Okay.
And we went to his house, which wasn't really that amazing of a house, like for one of the richest people in the world. And he had an old, not an old, but a Cadillac. He came out, and I'll never forget. I think it was a Monday morning, 8:30. We went to his house, and he walked out, and he said the strangest thing to me and this guy that went with me. He said, "Welcome." He was very nice. "How are you?" I always thought I was one of rich people are mean. He was very nice. Mm-hmm. People are people. And he said, "What do you want to do today?" "I have nothing to do." I'm like, wait a minute. My business compared to yours is tiny.
And I'm so busy.
And he owns this company, NetJets, and this stock and that stock. I said, "What do you mean you have nothing to do?" He said, well, Robert, you probably want to manage everything. Manage all your business, manage everything. I said, yeah, I have to. I got the emails and phone calls. I'm really busy, a little stressed all the time. He says, well, I don't really manage anything. He said, I use other people's money. That's how I got started. We buy a company. We hire the best CEO. And he showed me, he handwrites him a letter saying, you're the CEO, you're a smart guy, a smart woman, and you need to do this year, make 20%. And if you don't, we have a problem. Here's my home phone number. If you need anything, call me. I'll talk to you next year. Do your job.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I must say something about, I liked your point of view about reminding people their capabilities.
Yes.
Because there used to be a time that all of us were self-employed employees, like our ancestors. They all had like these farming places, and they all had this booth where they sold their properties and stuff they grew. And today, many of the people are employees, and they forgot that they can do it. They forgot that they can be entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And I think the main issue is to remind them that they can. Yes, we can.
I love what you said. And also, I always ask people go, well, I can't do this. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to start a business. I don't know how to find money. And I was asking, well, what do you do? And they go, well, I'm a vice president of a tech company, or I'm a social worker. And I go, what are you good at? And everyone has amazing skills, but we don't value them. Correct?
Correct.
They've all done something. Would you ever play sports? Yes. Well, you're disciplined, organized. You went in the military. You were a leader. Everybody has lots of experience. And they go, well, I've never done real estate. I'm like, well, are you homeless? Because I was homeless at one time when I was 15. And they go, no, I bought a house. I rent a house. I'm like, you're in real estate. You bought a house.
Yeah.
You've sold out a contract. You found the money. And I agree with what you're saying. We all used to be self-employed.
We forgot.
And then I work also with a lot of Haredi community, Orthodox. And to me, the most amazing part of the community are the women.
Really?
They go, I have no experience. I'm like, wait a minute, how many children do you have? And some of them say 3, 6, 9, 11. I'm like, I have one kid and I couldn't do it. It was almost impossible. You're the best time manager in the world.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
You're running a household. You have a budget. They're super smart.
It's a business.
They're unbelievable.
This family is a
I
very
like what
big
you're saying,
business.
but everybody has so many more skills than we think about.
How satisfying is to help someone to find again his capabilities.
It's life-changing.
Life-changing.
It's
For
amazing.
both of us.
Yeah.
I think this is
Thank you.
This is a drug of life that makes our happiness. It's like it's like the angel in you win instead of the devil, because when you give someone the way out from the mouse, how can I say the mouse?
With the wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel.
Okay.
We're all on a wheel. Get out of the wheel.
מרוץ העכברים.
מרוץ העכברים.
כשאתה נותן לבן אדם את היכולת לצאת ממרוץ העכברים, כשאתה נותן לבן אדם את האומץ, את האור שהוא יכול, שאתה מלווה אותו יד ביד, זה משהו עצום בחיים האלה, כי אני חושב שלרוב האנשים אין את זה.
You know what about drug of life? You both are all set. Let's be honest.
Okay.
You're all set financially, and you and your kids and your grandkids. Why do you keep doing what you're doing?
He said before, when you help some people,
it's addictive.
It's addictive. You have the more energy to do more.
Yeah. Great question. I've had ups and downs. I've retired 3 times from real estate. First time at 35.
Really?
Second time at 40 something. And a few years ago, I did it again. I retired.
It's very boring, right?
Well, here's what happened to me. Everybody's different. Every person's different. Every deal's different. I'm just giving examples for me. So I went with my girlfriend to the beach. San Andres, beautiful beach. She's like, why are you working? Let's go relax. So I'll go to the beach. First day was great. Got a massage, went to the beach. I'm not complaining. Beautiful hotel, resort. Second day, I'm sitting at the beach reading. I love to read. Third day, I'm kind of bored. So I go to the corner and I start teaching these kids how to do business. And we go look at a property, a little hut. I show them how to find a deal or whatever. We didn't buy anything. And then I said, I can't do this. I got to do something. I got to...
Your fingers.
Yeah, not everybody. Maybe some people could lay on the beach for a year.
It's do something. It's not work. It's not a job. It's what you like to do.
Something else, I had a great mentor. He was here in Jerusalem called Reb Chaim Daskal from Jerusalem.
I know him. I'm from Jerusalem too.
Yeah.
I know him.
We used to give food. We did
הוא איש חסד גדול מאוד.
Charity. We paid for weddings and bar mitzvahs. I've known him for 20 years.
He's a very, very
unique
person.
Happy rabbi.
Yeah.
Helped everybody. Anyway, one day I was retired and he goes, I got a question. And he goes, who's the person you care about the most? And I care about everybody, but at that time was my son. We're very close. He said that by the time my son was 15, he goes, when your son goes to school and says, what does your dad do? What do you think your son says? I said, I don't know. He's 15. God knows what he says. He probably says my dad's written books. He speaks, does real estate. He's kind of retired. He travels around. And he asked me a question. He goes, what would you want your son to say?
Okay.
Your loved one to say about you? And for the first time, for a long time, I'm a speaker. I had nothing to say. I said, never thought about it. What would you want yourself or your loved ones to say about what you do? What do most people say? He's a lawyer, she's a doctor, she's a good mother. It's all beautiful. But what would you really want them to say? Because we'll do more for other people than we will for ourselves, which is crazy, huh? Makes no sense, but whatever. I said, I don't know. He goes, I got an idea. Why don't you start a charity? We bought defibrillators for Israel and other places. So the next time someone asks your son, what does your dad do? Your son says, my dad and I save people's lives. I'm like, well, that's cool. How do we do that? He said, get your son involved, buy the defibrillators, go back to work a little bit, take the money and do charity, tzedakah. And I said, no, wait a minute. My son's 15 in Miami. He's not a philanthropist. He doesn't want to do tzedakah. He likes girls and phones and sports and cars, crazy. He goes, don't think, ask. I went to my son. My son goes, I'm all in. Let's go. I'll help. I'll raise money. I'll work.
You have your heart.
So that's the first thing is ask. And I went back to work and we started doing tzedakah. I was happier. I made more money. He said I'd make more money because now I'm on purpose, not just for myself. And we had a blast and I've never stopped.
In the Bible, in the Torah, you have something, you have only one thing that Kadosh Baruch Hu said, if you do it, I promise you that you will be rich. Yep. It's לתת מעשר. You know what's מעשר?
כן.
תבחנני נא בזאת, אם תעשר תתעשר. He said, איך אומרים? Judge me. If you do it, judge me, I'll promise you to the and people say, okay, I give some charity, I give some tzedakah, why I need? And the secret is what Robert said. When you give someone, you have the motivation, the real motivation to do more money. It's like
it's a better addiction than crack and than drugs.
לגמרי. Because it's like when you put a bad fuel in the car, it's different when you put like a great fuel in the car. And we are just, we just need energy, a positive energy. And no, I don't think that there is more good energy than to feel good to the world, to help people to do a great thing. Before you go, I know that you have time, but now you are very busy. I want to ask,
I wasn't supposed to be here. This is a complete accident. I ran into him in the hallway.
It's a great accident. It's
amazing.
A great accident.
I love it when that happens.
Yeah. So we respect it so much. Yeah, you don't know how much. But I want to say, to ask you something. We do lands, and after we make these lands, be okay with all the bureaucratic things in Israel, and that there is a lot of bureaucratic in Israel. We are building some new neighborhood in Israel, but I didn't knew, and you just told us that the most rich guy in the world was Washington George. And from what?
I love history. I love Jewish history, Israeli history, war history. And I just watched this amazing, very detailed biography of George Washington, the founder of America. Mm-hmm. First of all, he was a loser.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. Everyone thinks, he's the greatest guy. Life is easy. He lost every battle. He made a lot of mistakes. People hated him, which is politics.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally he won a battle and he became famous and became president. But a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know this, he was very humble. He was actually one of the richest or the richest person in America at the time. And today he would be like a billionaire.
Oh. We talk about which year?
This is what, 1750, 1780, 1790. He became 1776. America declared its independence. He was a general. And how did he make his money? So he wasn't rich at all. And he became an appraiser. Mm-hmm. Sound familiar? Shamai. And he started looking at land. Then he started buying a little bit of land. Then he got married. And his wife had a lot of land. And he liked it. Then he said, we have to get more land and more land and more land. And he literally, and back then the generals would pay for everything. He literally paid for the guns and the clothes.
Whoa.
And if he would have had the money from real estate, there'd be no USA.
Whoa. Amazing.
They had no money. It was a big, big problem. So that's how he made his money. To me, it's so funny. It's always back to real estate.
Yes, it's all a way.
There's other ways to make money, of course, and you can lose money if you don't know what you're doing.
Of course.
And most people will never do it because they're scared and they won't start, but get started. If you're listening to this, you're starting, correct? Give yourself credit. But I just was reading a Wall Street Journal article. They interviewed some of the richest people in the world, of Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk. And a lot of them made their money in high tech. Now it's all tech, AI, by Amazon, whatever. And not
Facebook,
all,
Instagram,
and
Meta.
what's interesting, they asked all of them, where do you put your money? Now that you made money, you have all these advisors. And 70, 80% said they put their money back into real estate.
It's amazing because most of the people, in Israel, you have only 6 banks.
I know.
In Israel. And most of the banks are in מעורבים שותפים, partners in the real estate, because they give mortgages and they give money. Like 76% of the all real estate in Israel, it's the bank involves.
Of course.
So it will never. If the bank won't want, it's you need to be an idiot not to understand.
Yeah. And in Project X, which we do, we say, hey, let's be the bank.
Fun.
Let's cut, what does the bank do? It takes 100 shekels from you, 1,000 shekels from you, and they put together and they loan her 10,000 shekels. I'm like, wait a minute, let's just do it ourselves.
לגמרי.
Cut the bank out.
You are so
we
smart.
like banks. We love banks.
Yeah. Of course. But it's a great mindset that in a group you can do more.
Exactly.
That you
the
can
power
do,
of a group.
The power of a group.
And when I started, I had no money and no credit. My parents taught me never borrow money. I had no credit. I went to the bank. They laughed at me like, you don't exist. And my mentor taught me, whatever you don't have, find it. So I found money partners. I found the deal. He puts up the money. She puts up the bank loan. And we put, when I always tell people 1 + 1 is 11.
Yes.
With the right people. Wrong people, it's negative.
We here, not 3. We are 6. We are 7 here. It's called synergetic.
We are thousands because we have a lot of partners in our lands. When we buy land, we do it with the power of...
Napoleon Hill talks about it.
Yeah. To this day, every deal I do it with somebody. It's more fun. It's better. It's easier. It's smarter. He'll see something I don't see. He'll have a skill. You'll have a help that I don't know how to do. So my mentor always taught me, you don't have to know everything. I said, what do you mean? He goes, all I need to know is who to call. Who to ask.
Right. It's the famous story about Henry Ford.
Yes.
Who came to the judge. Someone sued him, or he sued a publicist, a writer in a newspaper.
Yeah.
The guy in the newspaper said that Henry Ford is a stupid person. So Henry Ford sued him, and they went to the court, and they started to ask him some questions, and he didn't know the answers. And then he applied to the judge, and he said, do you know who was the wife of the first president of the United States? And he didn't know as well. And then Henry Ford said an amazing sentence. He said, I don't know all the answers, but I have this small button on my desk, and when I press it, all of those experts, I paying them salary, are coming and give me the best answers.
Yep, it's true. So I don't know that much, but I know people who know a lot.
And with this wise thing, we want to say thank you so much.
בבקשה, אחי.
תודה רבה, אחי, שבאת וכיבדת אותנו מאוד בנוכחות שלך, in your present here, and you have a lot of wisdom and experience to give us. And just for your knowledge, that a lot of the youth here, generation, like I said to you before, 25, 30, 40 years old, they see your way, and you give them a lot. There is a lot of people that know you, but you don't know them. So thank you so much for having to be here with us, and it was a great איך אומרים? surprise.
תגיד בעברית.
זאת הייתה הפתעה נפלאה.
תודה רבה רוברט על ההפתעה שעשית לנו.
ממש.
Please, all of you and everybody listening, stay happy, stay healthy, keep smiling. Why not? Even in tough times.
Don't worry, be happy.
Yes, I like that too. And stay safe. And I used to call my mentor every day because I was so worried all the problems in the world. And he'd always say the same thing. Don't worry, Bobby. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So, הכל בסדר. It's going to be okay.
אקונה מטאטה.
Thank you.
תודה רבה.
I will send this פרק to a lot of people that are afraid.
תודה רבה רבה.
Happy investing, much success.
תודה רבה רבה רבה.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, we'll do it again. להתראות.
יאללה.
Next time to the States.
I never say goodbye, I say להתראות.
להתראות.